Whenever you ready, girl. Let me get you ready to snap? You ain't got no ideas, no nothing?
We back! The Great American Hip Hop Debate Podcast. I am the brother Burns. As always, to the left of me, I got the brother VS.
VS to the OP. You know what it be, man? We out here repping the LBE. And again, we here down with the Camel Cartel.
Camel Cartel in the building. Baba in the building. Shah Leezy.
Let's
Shah
go,
Leezy.
Baba.
Lebanese Ether in the building. Shout out to Max
building.
Lowe, recovering from spinal surgery.
Word. Spinal.
Through the neck, though. Right? He had through his neck to fix his spine. That's
invasive surgery.
Oh, my God.
This is crazy,
Get
bro.
well soon, my brother. Be back
Scream.
soon. New album out now. Speaking of new albums, we got a new album dropping.
That's right.
It's called Baba's Secret Tape. Real quick, Shah Leezy, what is Baba? For those that don't know.
Yeah.
So Baba is again one of those terms that I want to bring from the world that my heritage, my family comes from, and I wanted to bring it over to the rap audience, to the world, to the American audience, if you will. So Baba is a term of endearment. It can go two ways. It could be like Baba could mean like dad, or like Baba could be like bro, like oh what's up, you know what I'm saying, like that kind of stuff. And then obviously it was also inspired by Iron Sheik too, you know what I mean, because he kind of had it a little early on, obviously in his career, and being where he's from, I felt a lot of inspo from there, and I just wanted to adopt that into the rap world and everything that I do. It's kind of like my little gifts. I like to come out with little gifts to the space to give to people and stuff, to just give a little piece of me every bit that I go.
Oh, thank you, brother. Yeah. As a culture, we thank you.
Absolutely.
Why Baba's Secret Tape? What's the secret about it?
So there's been something that's been brewing in my mind for the last couple of months. So like this is being the fact that this is my first ever self-produced project. I wanted to do something special with the marketing. You know, I normally just, put the album out, do some vinyl pressings, but I never made cassettes. So I said, you know what, being that it's my first tape, self-produced, let's do something different. Let's throw a little curveball in there. So we wanted to run a parallel tape, as I like to call it. We got Baba's tape and Baba's Secret Tape. Now, Baba's tape is going to be on all DSPs. It's going to be for everybody, the casuals, people that just want to hear some good bars. It's going to be there. And we made it like give you that tape feel to it, And for the people that want to hear more, we provide exclusivity. That's where the Secret Tape comes in. And the Secret Tape will only have 50 pressings. But in those 50 pressings, you get 8 songs, which is 4 from the DSPs, 4 nobody else besides 50 people on earth will have them. So it's 8 tracks in total, 8 instrumentals for y'all MCs that want to get y'all bars up, and QR code for digital download, secret music video as well. You know what I mean? We try to sweeten the deal over here at the Camel Cartel.
Dope.
And so we have tier packages as well. $15 for the tape. $20, you get everything from the $15 package, but you get signed lyric sheets.
Dope.
And then the $50 pack, you get like a shirt with the cassette bundle, QR code, everything from tier 1 and tier 2. Just like to make ranks along the way, and we just want to create an experience.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like one thing that I learned, I was hanging out in K-Town one time, and I went to a store. And I saw this, like K-pop is like a real popular genre, right? And I seen this band was there at the time. I didn't know who they were or anything, but the line was stacked there. Little did I know, later that day, they sold out these merch packs that were going for like $120, $150. And that came with the vinyls. That came with like photo book, songs, everything. They just packaging it all together. I had to sit back and admire that, like as a mogul myself. Like I'm like, yo, I like that. How can I apply that into my world in my own special way? So I've been lately doing a lot of like these bundle packages, and you should fully expect these types of things for the next rollout.
Right.
Where could we get these bundle packages?
ShahLeezy.com. That is my marketplace, ShahLeezy. And that's something that I'm really proud of, that I opened up about like 2 years now. I've been a thing of mine to create a marketplace. I always feel like the indie scene, in order to restore the power to the artist, you need to create something of an experience. And when I one of the guys that really inspired me a lot was Rock Marcy. And I remember going on his website and I'm seeing the way he's doing things. And, you know, he's selling projects before it hits DSPs and digital downloads and all of this. And it really inspired me to make my website and start creating my marketplace, because you want, again, it's about bringing people into your world. So it's like, see the jersey, you like the jersey that's on me? Yeah, it's on the website. You like the music? It's on the tape. You know, Shah Leezy represents for the real fans.
Right.
Did you think, when you first started making music, did you ever think that you would have to become a jack of all trades? Meaning, like, now you rap, you produce, but then you also do data analysis, marketing, digital marketing, merchandise production. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like,
In other words,
there's so much that goes into being an independent artist.
you're basically the label now.
Yeah.
You are the label and the artist.
You don't really realize it until you're really in it, right? So like for me, in my background, like I have a studio background. Like like one of my early starts in the business was working out of recording studios. So I had the privilege of learning about the business and understanding at a very early age that if you really, really want to do this, you have to learn these things. Like I remember one of my early mentors, my man, I always gotta give him a shout out, my man Phil Mogul from the Bronx. Shout out to Phil. Like he was one of the first people to really give me my first start in the business. He was the first person to teach me how to record and track out vocals. And I didn't understand it at the time. I was like 19. Like, man, I'm a rapper. Like,
Yeah, I don't need to know this.
talking about and all this shit. But you want to know something? That was one of the best traits that I ever got in my life, because I learned not only how to fish, I learned how to get the fish. Like, you know what I mean? Like that, and I realized that from my other peers coming up, because a lot of my peers didn't know how to track out vocals. Now, today, 2025, if you can't track your own vocals out, you might as well call it quits, you know? But today, you know, a lot of that stuff from my past has kind of built the blocks. And again, it goes back to love and having passion for it, right? So like 1 minute, you know, obviously I come in the game, I'm a rapper, and then now I'm in the recording business. Now it's like, okay, now I'm in the merch business. Now I'm in this. Next thing, everything is just building, and you're learning about each and every world. And you also start learning that you're slowly becoming a mogul now.
And all these worlds,
all of
are
these things that are
interconnected.
coming together, because you have to understand your business. I always say, if you don't know your business, I don't care who you hire. If they know the business better than you, you're not going to be in business long enough. So I would say that I'm not an expert in, you know, videography or whatever, but I understand what it takes from getting from point A to Z and Z back to A.
Right.
You know, so I understand everyone's roles in businesses. And some of the greatest, in my opinion, not to get tread off too much off the topic, but like some of the greatest moguls in my eyes have always been the guys that have been every angle of the business they know. You know what I'm saying? Like, this dude might have been a backup dancer, but he knows choreography now. So he understands what it's going to take for organization to create something, you know? So I just think I admire that kind of stuff. I admire structure. You know?
And it seems like, you know, you want to learn. You know
I got a
like,
willingness to learn, and I'm still learning.
thing.
I'm still learning. I'm learning as we go, you know?
Right.
And I think part of the thing that's made my move so successful is like, this isn't just overnight. This is like, you talking 10 years in the making. First 5 years, taking the things that worked and didn't work, and then the last 5 years eliminating the things that didn't work and keeping the things that did, and expanding on
refining
it. You know?
them,
Real quick, when you were learning with your mentor in the Bronx, what was his name?
My man Phil Mogul.
Phil
Eden
Mogul.
Wall's finest, man.
Shout out to Phil Mogul. Was that still was that already in the digital era, or was that still reels?
No, that was definitely beyond reels. It was digital era,
already
like,
digital?
but like we had the SSL boards, all of that. Like, we was around like real official dudes, like dudes that was making money in the business, done worked with the 50s of the world, you know, all of that stuff. The cams, like we had French Montana next door recording Shot Caller, like like those kind of moments is just always kind of like in awe, like damn, like we wasn't maybe not in there, but it was just the fact that we was in the aura. We seen these dudes passes, and now you see where they are now, kind of thing. It's kind of crazy, but yeah, we was in the digital era, like that piff. Kind of that time period and stuff, which was interesting time because that was still digital downloads era, and that was the first time like when I made my first like mixtape. Like I was in college at the time and things like that was the first time I started learning the business because like my man Phil would just tell me like, yo, you should put out 4 songs for free, and if they like it, sell your mixtape for $1. I remember that was like the first hustle that I learned, selling $1 mixtapes of what I had to all the kids in the campus and everything like that. That was kind of like, that was like my building blocks of understanding. So now when you fast forward today, 2025, what are we talking about? Cassette tape, merch bundles, and all of that. Like,
but still direct to customer.
Direct to customer.
Exactly.
Hustle don't stop.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Cut the middleman.
Something that I like. Well, a few points. As you learn the business, you learn about your customer base, right? The demo that you aim to
serve.
Yeah. And what I like about the Camel Cartel is that you took what was, I don't know if it still is today. I assume it is because slurs don't necessarily die, right? So you took almost like a negative slur
and turned
it into a positive, and now you have a whole
business.
Yes, but also you have a whole demographic that you can target, right? Iran, obviously, and then the whole Middle East and the surrounding areas, and they're gonna see it as like, oh shit. You know,
right? Because it's almost like the bat signal. Almost, it's like that. Oh, I know that.
It's recognizable.
Yeah. So I think that's dope, man. Congratulations on that.
Thank you.
Everybody, make sure you go check out ShahLeezy.com. Get your merch. Get your bundles. Get the tapes.
Get the jersey.
Get the jersey. Get the secret tape.
I seen you had a vinyl on there for $100.
Yeah, $100 vinyl. So that was from my Beans, Rice, and Lamb. That's a one of one. So again. And actually, I only have one more copy left to give out. We pretty much sold out. So the copy I would give you is my copy, and I just signed that off for you and stuff. So that's an actual original cover art that you get. So again, back to the marketing aspect. So I was like, we did 2 photo covers. The photo cover for the one on the DSPs, which was a really dope one, by the way. We did it at a bodega, put an apron on and stuff, like I'm cooking in the bodega type shit, like the ox spot and everything. So for this one, we took that same picture, but we did it like a drawing. My man drew out like the whole thing and stuff. So I was like, all right, if we're gonna charge it for $100, like give them something worth holding, like a work of art, almost, type thing, you know. So that was one of my early things. But yeah, one copy left.
You're gonna sell your last copy and stay with no copy?
Yeah, I'll just press my own because
that's right. You could repress it.
I'll always repress it, but you know what? That'll be special because that was my last copy. Like you know what I mean? I'll
it's like
sign
getting
it,
a rock chain.
A deserving fan.
Yeah.
Oh, damn.
You know.
I still want my rock chain. Dame, Hove, somebody, Beyonce.
I think we
somebody.
We all wanted to have that.
Anybody
rock chain,
send me one. The bootlegger, local bootlegger, send me one. Baba Secret Tape, your first self-produced project. When did you get into production, and what made you want to get into production?
Yeah.
So I got into it real serious like last year. I'm not even gonna hold you. I've always, you know, being in the studio environment, you know, when you learn how to record, it's just kind of like subconsciously you're gonna fall into production, or you're gonna learn real soon that how all of this stuff is interconnected, recording vocals, sounds, assembling sounds together. And it's always been something in the back of my mind like, yo, you should do this, and then finally being the fact that a lot of my peers that I'm around are producers. We did Alibaba, the project, LUNACy, you know, my man Ezekiel Jordan, my man Balake Beats. Like these are good friends in my circle. And I was just like, one day I was like, yo man, like what do y'all use to make beats like this? And they were so gracious enough to like give me game, like, yo, I got this, I use that, and then walk me through it. And I mean, I used to work with the MP1000 anyway, like years back. And once you learn how to rock that, I mean, pads is, I know I'm getting on some audio geek shit.
No,
but
no.
like,
We're into that shit.
Yeah.
but like once
We're geeks.
once you kind of like understand how to chop and do everything on the MP, like machine and everything else is just kind of like, that's easy. That's like using an old school calculator.
Yeah.
I always say, you know what I'm saying? So I was like, all right, boom, how I do this, how I do that, and then it was almost like starting to rap again almost for me. But I used to tell him, I was like, yo, I want to play my shit. Like, if this shit is whack, I want you to tell me this shit is
exactly.
trash.
That was
like,
one of my upcoming questions. Was your first beats a little bit trash?
I wouldn't say it was actually trash, but I was just trying to like loop in and everything like that. It was always like, I was always having like technical problems. I'm like, yo, how a little bit like this. But once I figured out those little technical stuff, because once, like I said, like the audio background I have, like once you break it down for me, I was like, oh, that, boom. Then I started playing beats for them. And then they was like, yo, you need to rap on that. You ain't gonna rap on that? And then, but at the time I was working on everybody else's projects and stuff. And then finally, now that we like close to the fourth quarter, I say, you know what, yo, I got all these beats, and I had already a selected few that I actually liked. So I was like, you know what, yo, just do this, give the people a taste of what's about to come for next year anyway, to just let them know, like, yo, I could do this.
What's your favorite track?
Yo, we was talking about this actually. I love Madman. You know, artists have like their favorite, and I don't know if it's gonna be everyone else's favorite or anything like that. But you tell me you like this, so we gonna roll with it. But I love Madman. Like Madman to me, like the drums I got on it, and just like that eerie, like just like the world's ending on some like Joker type vibe and shit, but almost like cinematic, but like eerily humorous at the same time. I was like, yeah, nah, I know how to rock with this. And being the fact that I just came off the LUNACy album and I had that type of energy with me on it too, so I was like,
Ezekiel Jordan was
Ezekiel Jordan.
He did the whole LUNACy.
He did the whole thing. Shout out to Ezekiel Jordan, phenomenal.
He got that awful falafel shit off.
Oh yeah,
he got that off.
Yo, so we actually. We did that in my crib actually, because he stayed over, because when he came I was like, yo, let's do the whole album in one weekend. And he came over, he crashed in the crib, and the one day I woke up and he's just, and I got an ear for this, so when I heard the dun 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 dun, I was like, yo, what's that? Yo, loop that right there. Yo, rappers, yo, once we heard a little couple, loop that, put some drums, let's go. And he was just playing, and I was like, yeah, nah. And then I immediately, like within minutes, I'm just like, I go up to him, I start spinning, like, wake up, hit the store, cop a bag of trees, screaming at the counter like, God, make my chop cheese. And shit. And he started by me, he's like, yeah. I was like, that's when I knew. I was like, yeah, I'm on to something. Something.
How'd you link up with Feeve for that one?
So Feeve, actually, we done crossed paths a bunch of times in the past. So I had done a show for Amadeus, for Punchline Academy and stuff, and that's why I met him there. And he was performing there too.
Dope.
And I had already heard about Feeve for a while now.
Dope.
I mean,
He's super dope.
with Joe and everything like that. So I was already curious about him anyway and stuff. So we had bonded at that time over there, and then I was just like, yo, twin, like, I got this joint over here, but I was like, blah, and all of that, and we just made it pop. I mean, great guy too, by the way.
Shouts to him, bro. The video's dope too.
Thank you. Yeah, we went up. We went to El Barrio. You know what I mean? We went to his hood, and I was just like, yo, I'd love to pull up to your hood and shoot some shit and everything. And yeah, we went crazy over there. Yeah.
Even though it looked like it was raining and shit though, but it went perfect though. I think it went perfect with the video.
Yeah.
Like with the feel of the song and everything, I think it went perfect, yo.
Yeah, it was raining hard that day. I'll never forget that too. And then I remember we was like, yo, we're gonna do like did the whip scene and everything like that. And it was funny because when I'm performing too, Feeve is next to me while I'm performing, and he's vibing with me, but he's also telling me like the directions to where like
to
where
like where to go and shit.
He's like, yeah, you're gonna take a left over here too. and like as I'm wake up, and I'm driving this shit over there.
Dope.
That was great.
Nah, that came out good though. That's a dope video, man.
Thank you.
Track is dope. Everything's dope. You got that off.
And that was on the LUNACy album.
Yes.
Yeah.
Shout out to that came out earlier this year with producer Ezekiel Jordan.
Yeah.
Super dope.
How long you known him for?
Zeke I've known for like a year max. So he's actually from the Bay. He moved out here to the city, and believe it or not, he just hit me on a cold DM and stuff. And I always tell the story, like, usually when guys like DM me, yo, I got beats, they, you know, most of the time, like, no disrespect, them beats don't really be knocking like that and stuff. So I seen his message, and I don't know what struck me, but I hit it and just hear what he got, and I thoroughly enjoyed what he was making. And I was like, oh, you a diamond in the rough type shit. I was like, yo, where you at, bro? And like, yo, I'm here, I'm uptown, blah, blah, blah. I was like, yo, I'm gonna pull up to you. And one day I just pulled up to his crib. We recorded a song. I was like, yo, next weekend, come to my crib. We're gonna rock out and stuff. And the first record we recorded was Outrageous Shit. Yeah. That was the first joint we did.
Yeah. That's dope, man. Like, he's a dope producer, yo. I like his sound, man. He's got a dope sound.
Yeah.
Very unique.
Yeah, no, for sure. He's definitely got a dope sound.
Real quick, before I forget, and I'd be remiss if I didn't say this, Max Lowe just dropped his album, Get In Tune Volume 1. Everybody make sure you go check that out. He's going to be dropping Get In Tune Volume 1.5, The Lost Files. So, Shah Leezy, we'd love to invite you to be a part of that project. I'm sure Max Lowe will reach out to you. And get you on that project for sure.
I'd love to.
Yeah.
Also, don't let his quietness fool you. The brother VS makes beats. He produced 4 tracks on Get In Tune Volume 1.
So that's why you saying with the audio and all that.
Now I'm into all that shit.
So real quick to go back, what are you making beats on now?
I like Native Instruments, Machine.
Like touching.
Yeah, pads.
Yeah. I think I feel that's the best way.
Yeah, like, even though, like, I'm making beats now on my computer and shit, to me, like he just said to me, I love Paul's banging out on the pads and shit.
On
you
the
know
pads, yeah. I like it. I mean, I always say do what works for you. I mean, I know guys that cook fire with an ASR.
And also make the best of whatever you got.
Of course. And that's what I'm doing now. I'm making the best with what I got.
Because at the end of the day, it's not, because I see people blow cash on all this like fancy equipment,
and they don't know how to use it.
They don't know how to use it, and by the end of like 2-3 months, they end up selling it.
Because they produce shit.
They produce shit. They don't know how to do it. They don't want to take the time to learn it. Ask around, watch YouTube. I mean, the access to information is out there now.
Big
you know
facts.
what I'm saying?
You can learn anything.
So yeah, I mean, and even if you surround yourself with people that have that, I'll give you a great producer tip. Try, if you have producer friends, what are they using?
Right.
Get that, so you can actually like soak some game in from them. You know, that's what I would do.
Right.
But yeah, I mean, work with what works for you, because I've seen people make fire with whatever they have.
Yeah,
like
with
stuff.
minimal equipment.
Yeah, bro.
Talent will always shine through, regardless of what you have. Real quick to go back, you said Madman is your favorite track on the album. Is that also your favorite? Oh, you were asking.
Yeah, his favorite beat. Yeah.
Okay, so let me ask you in reverse. Then, what's your favorite song on the album?
Okay, my favorite song on the album. That's like asking me what's my favorite kid, yo.
Funny thing, most people have a favorite kid.
Oh, 100%. 100%. Don't believe these parents.
Yeah.
That's fucked up.
Yeah.
Which one do you
Yeah.
No.
All right.
I got one, so she wins.
Yeah, she wins all the time. Yeah, you got lucky.
I'm going to say, you know what? I'm going to say my favorite song is Game of Crowns.
Game of Crowns. Okay.
I like Game of Crowns. That's on the Secret tape.
Yeah.
Dope. But Game of Crowns was really dope. Well, that was like, I flipped a fire ass sample to it, and then everything that I was saying on it, the chorus, all of that, I'll say that.
Yeah.
You got a favorite?
Yeah, I like number 8, Caesar's Daggers, the last song.
Secret tape.
I like just
everything.
I kind of like everything about it.
Yeah, the way it starts,
the beat, the flow. The flow is switched on that one from the other tracks.
Yeah.
Just the way it ends, even.
I was just gonna say the way it ends on the slow fade.
Yeah, I did that on purpose.
I was just gonna ask you, was that intentional?
Yeah, I did that on purpose because I was trying to just figure out like how we gonna end this type thing. So I was like, yo, just stretch it out, fade it out.
That's dope that you thought of that, because to me, that's another thing that's lacking in a lot of albums today. They end terribly. Like the last thing you hear literally is something terrible, and you're like, really? Come on, bro. Are you fucking serious? You just hit me with this bullshit?
Yo, it's even worse when you're like, you create, I create. So we're listening with
That's what
different
I mean.
type of vibe. So it's like when I'm listening to the mix.
Mhm.
I'm not listening
Everything.
like a casual ear. So like you said, like those little outros, I'd be like, I would have ended it like this.
Yeah, yeah,
I would have
yeah.
done it like that.
Yeah.
Like,
Exactly.
I listen to shit like that technically,
yeah.
right? Like sometimes someone will loop a sample, but it'll have a clip at the end of the loop, and you'll hear the clip every time it comes. And I'm like, damn, but if they would have just chopped off
that clip.
1 millisecond of the sample, they wouldn't have that clip, and it wouldn't
yeah.
sound so like little weird shit like that bothers me. But that's the technical geek audio side of all of
Exactly.
us.
Oh yeah.
You know?
That's the curse.
Yeah. So you said you had these beats for roughly a year before you decided to make the project. More or less a year or two?
I say a year. It was within the year.
Mm.
And like Madman was recent though. I will say that Madman was quite recent. So
Okay.
some of those beats was a little more like recent. Some of them stretched back like 6 months ago, kind of
Okay.
things. So, it was
So
like a
when
real
you
mixed
started the recording process, how long did it take you to complete the album?
bag. So I would do this because I was recording multiple albums at once. So I was doing when I was working on LUNACy, like once I was like, all right, you know, because I used to bounce around. So I would record LUNACy, then I'm like, because my challenge was make a beat a day. That was like my thing to just get my rhythm in and everything, get my sound and what I want to do accomplished. And so I'd record a joint, do a feature for somebody, then go make a beat. So like I'd make the beat, then I'd scheme on some bars, record it, then go back to something. So then like in a span of months, I'd be like, oh, I have that song laying around. I got that song laying around. Oh, we're okay, yo. So just make 4 more records and yo, we good. Let's wrap this up. Let's throw it out. Because you know, like the other thing that I realized too is a lot of, if you notice the track listings for a lot of songs these days, for a lot, especially the indie scene, you don't see like 15 track projects like that.
Exactly, yeah.
Everything is very like concise, 7, 8 projects. And you know, we go through these waves in this thing of ours. So like, I'm like, okay, I'm battle tested. Y'all like 7, 8? I'll do 7, 8 in my sleep. Let's go. Y'all like that? Here, take that.
You hit them 7, 8 all
You
day.
said you have a studio in the house, right?
Yes, sir.
Oh,
How many songs you got in the stash?
Man, I got terabytes of
Terabytes.
Not terabytes. Let me stop. I got terabyte drives of just
That
like
you're filling.
material. That I'm
Constantly filling.
Yeah, like I got like old stuff when I was a kid type stuff. I got shit up like they can't fit on my laptop. You know what I mean? So I have to put them on separate drives and then make multiple copies, some just in case. You know what
exactly.
I mean?
Some RZA
That's the
shit
paranoia.
happened.
That's the paranoia of like the creative. Like,
But there's nothing worse than when you lose that
Finished or untouched.
No, like you can't get it back. Like when you lose something,
Oh,
like if
yeah,
the computer crashes and
yeah.
you lose 10 songs and you
Yeah.
can't get it back no matter what.
That's what I fear. That's why. I do
that's the
drives
worst
thing, yo.
fucking thing that could happen,
That's
bro.
happened, yeah.
Even if you remember the song, like you
Recreated.
you could never make it again.
Yes. Performance, everything.
Yeah. Baba's Secret Tape dropping late November. Produced entirely by Shah Leezy. Anything else you want the people to know about this project, Brother Shah?
Yo, man, you like great bars, you like great boom bap sound, hard hitting drums, soulful feeling, all of that. I got that for you. You know what I'm saying? Want to hear something else? Go somewhere else.
That's one thing you said just now too. You said concise.
Yeah.
That's what this project is. And even though it is concise, none of the tracks sound the same. Like take Madman and take Caesar's Dagger. Mad different.
Mad different.
But still concise.
Yeah.
Range, but lane.
And no filler.
True indeed.
Never.
That's the other thing. Thank God for that.
Yeah.
All grass fed, no fillers.
Nice.
Y'all gotta stop putting fillers out, my artist friends. So let's go back in time. Let's start at the first project.
Time machine.
So before we do that, you recently said, before we do that, in our break, you said that you felt you recently found your sound within the last couple of years.
I say over the last 5 years.
You found the Shah Leezy sound.
Yeah, it's like, I don't know how to describe it. You know, I feel like I've been beating the same drum my whole life, but the style, the sauce, the swag has just kind of like expanded more and more. So like what you're witnessing over the last 5 years is exactly what I envisioned 10 years ago.
Right.
But it was like we were still in the garage with it. You know what I'm saying?
You were still a student.
Yeah, we was still a student. You know what I'm saying? And like I remember, like, I take you back, like SoundCloud days. Like I had a project out because again we was playing with Middle Eastern themes and all of this stuff. And I had a joint called, I had a EP at the time called Quran Chronicles. My man was like, yo, you should make some shit called Quran Chronicles. And so that'd be like crazy or whatever. Like, I was like, because I was always into that shock value shit. Because I was trying to shake the table. You know what I mean? You got to shake the table. You got to get me attention. Like, how you going to stand out? How you want to do this? So I did that. And that was like one of the early, the inception of Shah Leezy, if you will, of like, okay, yo, like, all right, what topics are we going to talk about? How are we going to make this cool? Because at the end of the day, you got to make shit cool, right? Yeah. Like, everybody got a story. I always say this, everybody got a story. Why do I care? The guy who's pushing an Uber right now has got a story. He's got to feed his family. He's going to a 1-bedroom apartment with 5 kids sitting there or something like that. Why do I care? You got to make that shit interesting. You get what I'm saying?
Got to make me care.
That was always my challenge. And I felt like as I kept growing up, things started expanding more. So by the time we get to like 2020, I'd say like Beans, Rice, and Lamb with my brother Life on My Ave, who produced that project. That was like a coming of age project. Like, and it shook up the underground. It helped me level up. It opened up a lot of doors for me. I ended up being on Shade 4-5. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like the Habibi, like, what is it, the ox spot or whatever, with the apron on. I'm rapping with the apron on. I'm in the thing chopping up the food and all of that. Like, I just thought it was dope. It was original. It wasn't seen before like that. And the way that it was done tastefully and dope. Because I ain't gonna hold you. There'd be a lot of corny ass shit that I see. You know what I'm saying? Like dudes that be trying to rap or they're Middle Eastern, whatever. But they don't got the sauce. They don't got the flavor. I'm just gonna keep it 1,000 with you. They not where the culture's at. So I already knew, like, nah, that ain't it. But like what I was doing, and when it became validated, that's when I knew. I was like, yeah, we here, we've arrived.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
When did you know it was validated? When did you realize, like, okay, I'm valid?
Oh, so we did a joint on that project called Speak My Piece, and that record took off everywhere. DSPs, like, and when I shot the video, I mean, it wasn't even a fancy video or nothing like that. Like, my man had coordinated for me to go do this at this spot, like at the bodega, like, because the dude was Yemeni, and my man from the Bronx was like, yo, my man Shah Leezy, we doing it for y'all. That's that type of vibe and shit. So he was like, yeah, you want to do a video there, and so like when we literally shot it there, and I guess it was so catchy, it caught on to people that I was like, oh, okay. And then the second way that it stamped it for me is when I performed it. When I performed it, and the drums is hitting and the samples hitting and all of that, and with the words that I'm saying, it was like, oh, like, yeah, nah, this kid is the truth. Like, that's when I know, like, yeah, nah, this is
that
it.
Sounds like the basketball player's first NBA game.
Yeah.
Right? Like, you did all this work, you know, all the studying and all the preparing and the practicing and doing your homework, your hip hop homework and shit. And then, you know, you finally get to, you know, like, come
show
out and fucking, show out pretty much. That's dope.
That is dope.
Was that your first show?
I don't know if it was my first show. I'm trying to think, because I was hitting a lot of open mics at the time. But I realized when I was hitting the open mics, like, that was a fan favorite. Every time that record would hit, I was like, yo, I'm going to start off with that record. Yeah. So I had good reactions. But when I did it in front of a large crowd at the time, and we did it at a spot in Brooklyn, it got shut down. It was called Treble. I'm going to just say, shout out to them, yo. Because I think it was like right when the pandemic had hit or whatever. And I had to have been like close to 100 people in that place. I don't even think it was supposed to be legal like that. Like, it was packed. And I remember I performed that joint, and I didn't sleep for 2 days. I did not sleep.
You were high for 2 days.
Yeah,
that's awesome, bro.
That was like, till this day, I think about that day. Like, whoa, like, that was crazy.
That's like you said, NBA players' first game and shit.
Yeah. Let's talk Alibaba and Shiraz.
Let's do it.
Who produced on that joint?
So Shiraz came before Alibaba.
Mm.
Shiraz was by my man Get Large. He was a producer based out of France. Shout out to him.
Nice.
He did a lot of Dipset joints back in the day.
No shit.
Yeah, and I actually met him online. Like I saw his beats or whatever, and he had heard Beans, Rice, and Lamb and things. I think that's how we connected. And I was just like, yo, let's do a project together. And yeah, I did a 12-track project with that, and that I challenged myself with that one too, because I was like, yo, because at the time I had a lot of mostly like EPs, like short projects, if you will. So I wanted to challenge myself and like, yo, like, can you do like a 40-minute project if you could? And that was around the time in that era, like 21, 22, it was, people were still doing stuff like that a little bit. So I was like, yeah, I want to challenge myself to be able to show that I could do this and make dope shit, and also like for an extended period amount of time. So I was really proud of that. It was like 40 minutes. I would say that was approximately a 40-minute project, and we did really well on that. And like the cover art, we did like with the bottle of Shiraz with the model and everything like that. It was really done dope. And then fast forward, we went to Alibaba. Then Alibaba was a different vibe from Shiraz, right? Just to backtrack. So Shiraz, the reason why we named it Shiraz, because Shiraz is a city in Iran, by the way, and that's where my parents is from.
Oh, dope.
And then like Shiraz wine is also based out of France. So my man Get Large is from France. So it was kind of like that interconnection kind of thing. And
that's dope.
We kind of wanted to go with that 70s, like risque kind of vibe to it. You know what I'm saying? But anyways, fast forward to Alibaba, then was different. We recorded that project out in LA with my man Balake Beats.
Oh, dope.
And we had went out to LA and we recorded a lot of it out there. And I did last winter, and I remember at the time I did it, I was living in Brooklyn at the time, and I had built a studio in a crib over there, and I remember I had just recorded it and everything. And I remember I hit play and I'm just blasting it and things. And my ex at the time, she goes blasting through the door. She's like, that's the one and stuff. And surely enough, it became a big favorite last winter, because it was a really fun record and stuff. We shot a video for it. And Alibaba was a very it was my lo-fi project, because lo-fi was really popular at the time, and it still is. But I wanted to because what I loved about the lo-fi sound is it was nostalgic, but with a modern flair to it. And I feel like my style is also like that. It's nostalgic with a modern flair. So Balake Beats when we work together, we have that kind of feel together and stuff. So that project embodied that. It was fun. It was it reminded me of the raucous era. You know what I mean? And I just really enjoyed that album. It was a really happy time in my life too. It was really fun, Yeah, I loved it.
And you recorded in LA.
Yeah.
And we recorded in
LA.
LA.
That's a different recording experience.
80 degrees every day.
Hell yeah. Like to go back a little bit, like Beans, Rice, and Lamb, I recorded that in the hood. I was in a 1-bedroom on 4th, 5th, and 8th Ave and shit like that. I had shit to prove. You know what I mean?
It was different.
Yeah.
Let's fast forward a little bit. You recently recorded a video in a closed military base, was it?
An abandoned military.
An abandoned military base. So this was in Brooklyn, actually.
Yeah.
How'd you even find that? You had to climb down to go into the graffiti room.
Yo, bro, I ain't gonna hold you. We almost quit midway.
Yeah.
We almost quit, bro. We was in Brooklyn. We end up going to this area that I don't even think anybody exists there, literally. I might have seen 1 or 2 people walking around. It was an old abandoned fire station or homes or something like that there. We go in there, we get out the car, it's windy.
But you went in there with the purpose of shooting a video?
No, to shoot the video. Okay. We had known about this this abandoned military base.
Okay.
So we had heard about it, and we know it's in this area. So we're thinking, it's we can spot it. It's going to be there. We go there. We don't see anything. It's like a beach. It's grassy. It's everything. We walk through the grass. We got equipment on us.
Yeah.
And then we see a guy walking or whatever, I think he realized what we were looking for and stuff. He's like, you guys are looking for the military base? I was like, yeah. He's like, yeah, you just walk 300 yards this way. I'm like, yo, you talking these directions. I don't know what you're talking about.
2 clicks north.
Yeah. It's like, if you go to your right and run over here, you're going to see the grass. And I tell you, we went to one spot, nothing. And then like, it didn't look like we could go any further. Like, it was bad and stuff. Like, okay, let's turn back. Went back again, dead end again. And like, we're like tree branches stuck on us type thing. I'm like, yo, what is this? What are we doing? I was like, we were so close to being like, yo, let's just shoot by the beach. Just call it a video. Then finally, we messed around and finally found one fort. We found like a fort. Apparently there's even a bigger base too. I was like, this is fine. Let's do this.
We'll work with this.
Let's do this. So we do that, and then like you can climb it up easily. Like you hop up on the top, and then you see like the stairs on the ladder
that lead into
you can go in down there and stuff. And then that those 2 shots alone was like more than enough for everything that we wanted actually, and came out like a really good video.
Yeah, it came out super dope.
Camel Cartel.
And that location, for being like hidden or lost or abandoned, that's just like a very dope graffiti.
Yeah, I try to find things
like a real hip hop in there.
A lot of hip hop energy.
Yeah.
Like I try to find things when I do music videos. I try to find things that people aren't doing. I feel like there's a lot of generic places that I see a lot of folks shoot at, and I'm not saying it's not iconic. Like sometimes you want to I've seen a million videos at the Vessel, like a million in the city and stuff. Like I'm not saying it's not bad architecture and anything, but it's
just
like,
unoriginal.
I'm just saying, like, if once I start seeing mad rappers like I'm just like,
exactly.
Cross that off the list. Go find something else.
Exactly.
Like, I just want to do things that no one else is doing, or try to just think a little harder.
Yeah.
What I liked about it was that you were in a room of real graffiti.
Yeah.
That too.
You don't see a lot of real graffiti in videos anymore. If you see graffiti as like digital fake shit, or or they painted it for the video.
Yeah.
Exactly. That was already there. Is what you're trying to say.
Yeah. So I thought that was super dope.
And that's also part of your background too.
Oh yeah.
You used to bomb and shit.
I used to bomb. I used to tag, all of that stuff.
So like you mentioned that multiple times in multiple songs. You know how you bomb and shit. You know what I mean?
I love tagging. Every once in a while, I have like a marker with me, and just every day.
Oh yeah, I think you could get the door on your way out.
Get the door on your way
Oh,
out.
fact.
A few people
Look,
got that.
right
There you go. Boom.
That's funny. So you've practiced graffiti. Did you break dance?
I did.
Break
Embarrassing.
But you did it.
You did it.
But I did it.
MCing. Did you DJ?
No, I didn't DJ.
Not yet.
I didn't get to DJ.
So you've gotten like almost all the 4 elements. Right?
5 elements.
What was the 5th one? Which one?
Knowledge.
Knowledge. Yeah.
And he's doing that
You
every
got that,
day.
yeah.
The knowledge.
So you just gotta get the DJ.
Yeah.
And you got like the hip hop complete package. What's it called? The
Yeah, that was like when we was kids.
The Grand Slam.
When we was kids, it was like, when you kid and like I'm skinny anyway, like I'm flexible, I'm spinning on my head. I got a Jerry Rice jersey on. I got baggy pants. I'm just like, I see these kids doing all this stuff. I was like, I want to spin on my head.
I could do that shit.
Yeah.
everything was so new.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like the culture was so young and evolving so fast. Like everything was fun and dope and
It's crazy to think it's 50 years already, yo.
yeah, bro.
Still
years.
new though. Think about it though. 50 years as compared to other genres.
It's still young.
It feels not that it even feels old. It's a weird feeling because we grew up with it, right? So it doesn't feel old. It feels as old to us as we feel to ourselves.
Exactly.
Right?
True
You know what I
indeed.
mean?
Right. That's a good point.
I love the youthism that it.
I was just gonna say
that it gives off, because if you notice, like even like the older statesmen, there's still a level of youthism in them. Like they're older, but like they're still swagged out.
they're still fresh.
Yeah, they're still fresh. It's not like they're corny or anything like that. I don't. You know what I mean?
And they've had such a great year. The legendary acts.
Yeah. But they're still
the
fresh in
elder
their own
statesmen.
way. They don't
In
try
their
to
own
be
way.
like the kids.
The
You know what I'm
kids,
saying?
yeah,
They're still
nah.
dope.
Like
and-
Slick Rick.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I was
he's
just gonna
still
say that. I
always
was
be
just
fresh.
gonna
Yeah.
say
And
that.
he'll always just be Slick Rick.
Yeah.
He's not wearing fucking whatever's the hot shit today.
Yeah,
Glock
exactly.
or
Yeah,
whatever.
yeah,
Yeah,
Yeah, it's that cool is cool, bro.
that's the thing.
yeah.
And you can never fake cool. Drake, a good example, you know. And I'm a Drake fan, so not to shit on him, but he's not really cool.
Right.
Like he's corny, and
Yeah.
he embraces it, and
Right.
that makes
It works
dope.
for him. It works for
Yeah,
him.
but he's not naturally cool like Hov, like
Yeah.
Nas. Like you feel like Nas walk in the room, you're like, damn, this motherfucker cool as hell. You know? He didn't even do nothing. He just walked
He's
in.
just
And you're like,
chilling.
oh, this motherfucker cool.
Yeah, that's a cool brother right there.
You can't buy that shit,
Nah,
bro.
yeah. It's called aura, like
Yeah.
these kids say.
Yeah.
Oh, you young and hip, baby. Talk to me about Mohammad Speaks. I have in my notes that it's a concept album. Was that your first? Was it a concept album? And was that your first concept album?
I can't say it's my first concept album because I feel like all of my projects is conceptualized. Like you don't really get the same vibe every album. The sonics are different, the thematics are different. Like Shiraz had a lot of like 70s films, like some of my favorite golden era films like Dog Day Afternoon, you know, all of that stuff. Goodfellas. But then, you know, Alibaba's lo-fi again, you know what I'm saying? Like that's that energy, upbeat. And fast forward to Mohammad Speaks, that's more like, that plays more like a Greek tragedy. So that's like, I was like, what was going on through my life at that time was like crazy, you know what I'm saying? So like when I was doing that, like, man, me and my ex had called it quits at that time. I had lost my uncle, you know what I'm saying? Then I lost another uncle, and I was just like, damn. It felt like an avalanche of shit just happening, you know what I'm saying?
That's crazy.
You get what I'm saying? So it's like that kind of was like the inspo behind the project. Like the energy is like a real dark energy into it. You know what I'm saying? Like 48 Laws, you know, Joker's Smile, Loading Screen, like, and I love that album, by the way, you know, but it's definitely a mood. That's kind of like you know, the lights off or dim with the dark liquor in your hand kind of vibe to it.
I dig those albums though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like you know, it's labeled a concept album. Sometimes you need that shit, bro. Like it's almost therapeutic to sit there and just listen to it and vibe and feel those emotions that the art is bringing you.
Yeah, it's what I would call the scorned album. You know, I think a lot of artists or some artists have those, like that scorned artists, like how Kanye had Dark Fantasy. That was his scorned album.
Yeah.
If I had to say, like, Mohammad Speaks was my scorned album, if you will.
And it's got to be tough to be in that dark place.
Create.
And it's got to be tough, right? Because it's got to be tough to create, but you're gonna create some of your best, rawest, truest shit,
Yeah.
right? So it's like it's such the dichotomy of the two things battling each other.
Yeah.
Oh,
the
yeah.
juxtaposition of
Yeah.
it.
And it's kind of like, it's hard.
It's
and
got to
then-
be hard for the artist, like
Yeah, it's hard, and then but at the end too, it's kind of like when you step back. I remember recording that whole album and just playing it through at the end, and just like, I don't know, it had such a profound effect on me. I felt like I was getting high just listening to it. Kind of feel like, damn.
Because you put a lot of yourself into it, a lot of feeling
a lot
into
of
it.
feeling into
So
it.
now listening to it, it's like he said, it's therapeutic. You're
Yeah.
like, you finally got it out.
Yeah.
And now you feel relieved. You're liberated.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? So
and a listener who's going through something similar and may not have an outlet. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That helps them.
and that goes into something you said even before in the first part of the interview, where you said you create an experience. That's creating an experience.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
Do you go back and listen to that album?
Sometimes I do.
Yeah.
You know, sometimes I do. I don't want to say like I don't like to listen to my old music or anything like that, but like from an artist perspective, because you're making so much music, you're so focused on the now. You know, when you're creating, you're like, it's like I've been bumping the Secret tape so much now because I'm recording it, I'm mixing it, I'm listening to it, you know, I'm vibing to it, you know, I'm sending it to the homies, like, yo, what you think? Yo, you fuck with that one? Which one you think? You know what I'm saying? So I love that, but like every once in a while, I like it'll pop up on my shuffle or something like that,
Right.
you know. And then you like a coach, you kind of like you critiquing yourself like, I don't like how I said that word over there. Like, yo, I could have bent the word a little this way or whatever. But you'd be like,
But
fuck
it's
it,
shit
though.
that you've learned after, like
Yeah.
little techniques and tricks.
Oh,
you
for
know?
sure, yeah. But
Yeah.
that to me is the beauty of it. Like I've done this thing for so long. I've done it for free 99 almost my whole life, kind of
Exactly.
thing. You know what I'm saying? So I enjoy the journey and the craftsmanship of it.
Of course, you have to. I think you have to be some sort of level of MC, and
Well, if you want to be a good MC.
but that's the thing, and that's the other thing too that doesn't get even said a lot anymore is MC. I mean, we have
Yeah.
MCs still. We obviously, like we were talking about earlier, we have the
Yeah.
Nas's and stuff like that. Those are real MCs.
Yeah,
But now, like you're stepping into that. You are an MC now.
yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
And I'm proud of it too. Like
That's the other thing.
I would never shy away from that. Like, I mean, people can do what they want, whatever vibrations they're into, they could do that. But like, I MC. That's what I do. That's what I live, breathe every day. I walk it, talk it every single day, and I'm proud to share the space with other dope MCs as well. Like we've kind of seen each other all grow. Like it's kind of like a closed community, especially in the tri-state, of course.
Yeah.
You know?
For sure.
And then LUNACy dropped this year with Ezekiel Jordan. We spoke about that a little bit earlier. I want to go back to Shiraz. The what was the producer's name, homie from France?
Get large.
Get Large. Have y'all ever actually met in person?
No, we never actually met in person. That's the
Not
crazy-
yet, not yet.
Not yet.
Yeah.
Never say never. you know?
Absolutely. And Ezekiel Jordan is back on the East Coast.
He's still in the East. He's
Yeah.
He's in New York with us.
Oh,
Nice,
dope.
nice.
So
That's
shout
the
out to
homie,
that,
man.
brother.
I was with him on the phone the other day.
Yeah.
Shout out
Well,
to
he was in
that.
there. He was also in the episode of
Food and Freestyle.
Exactly. He
Yes.
was in there.
Yes.
Yeah.
Also, what I was gonna say is that you're an MC who's now dipping his toes into content creation. A lot of people who make music today are content creators, dipping their toes into making music. That's why
Right.
they're
Okay. Yeah. It's the other way around.
yeah,
right.
They're not dope MCs because they don't want to be. That
Exactly.
was never
They
their
just
intention.
create content,
They just
yeah.
think they
Yeah.
can make a quick buck if they put out this fucking little rap song or whatever.
Yeah.
Exactly.
And that's
Whack.
Yo. Before I let you go, brother Shah Leezy, I have in my notes 20th century philosopher Alan Watts. Does that mean anything to you? That name?
That's Mohammad Speaks. That was part of the theme for Mohammad Speaks. So like when I was going through my trials and tribulations, I'm glad you brought that up because there's so much that was going through me when you mentioned that album. But when I was going through all my trials and tribulations, I had started reading Alan Watts at the time. He was a 20th century philosopher, and like I was rocking with everything he was saying, but I just liked how unfiltered he was with his thoughts and how he wasn't scared to say what his thoughts were. And it kind of frightens you, but there's also like there's truth within it too. There's like it's kind of like a coin, like a heads and a tails side to everything. And I made him the narrator for the project. So when you go through the project, one of the themes of the project is Alan Watts talking. Like the production is so eerie that it's kind of like it fits in with the vibe of the album.
So I haven't
fire.
heard this album, Mohammad Speaks. I'm gonna listen. I'm gonna go listen to it. It's giving me
For
like
sure.
mood music vibes.
It's like it's definitely like that right there.
Mm-hmm.
And we mentioned about themes too, but like think about this. After Mohammad Speaks, what did I drop? LUNACy. We went from scorn to now we flipping tables now.
Yeah,
You know what I'm
exactly.
saying? We done lost our mind
Mhm.
and we're living in this filterless time. So
Exactly.
fuck it. You
This
know?
lawless,
And what you
filterless
just
time,
said
yeah.
about Alan Watts and his fearlessness,
Mm.
I was thinking like, damn, that's so hip hop of him. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
in his time, unknowingly, right?
Yeah,
He shouldn't
exactly.
have
Yeah,
just-
yeah. Didn't
He
even
was
exist,
super
yeah.
fucking hip hop, and
Yeah.
I think unknowingly that's another connection. You know, the
for
the
sure.
MC in you connects to the MC in him.
Yeah.
Well, yeah.
So I think
mean,
that's dope, man.
And some of our goats, right? Like, what did they used to do? They used to pull out the books, They used to call them
Mhm.
dictionary rappers. You know,
Mhm.
pull out the dictionary, find words or whatever, or find inspo to throw into a song.
Yeah.
So like. Nas too. Nas is a big reader. He
Yeah.
reads a lot of
Oh, yeah,
books and
yeah,
stuff.
yeah.
Like you could tell that's how he's so creative in his mind. He's so
Yeah.
visual. You know what I'm
Mhm.
saying? So like that's another reason I like to read war books, history books, all those
Right.
types of shit that just kind of like open the mind up, inspire the mind. You know?
Well, also reading expands your vocabulary.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And then it allows you to expand your subject matter in rhyming and make references that in the vein of a cannabis or a RZA that you hear it and you don't know what the fuck it means. So now you gotta go.
Now you gotta go look it
like,
up.
damn, I gotta go look this shit up. What the fuck does
Like
that mean?
you learned today, Dakota Hammurabi.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Boom.
And to go full circle, we're missing education from hip hop and
Which
reading.
the brother is bringing back.
You know what I'm saying?
I'm willing to bet 98% of these rappers out nowadays are not avid readers, and I think we can tell that in their vocabulary. So thank you, brother Shah Leezy, brother Baba, for bringing back unintentionally educating the listener with some dope knowledge and shit that they should know about, such as the brother Alan Watts.
Such as Dakota Hammurabi.
And say it again?
Dakota Hammurabi.
I'm hearing Harambe.
No.
You know who's Harambe?
Yeah,
You remember Harambe?
Yeah.
That's my man.
Hammurabi.
Hammurabi. Okay, shout out to that. I'm going to go listen to Mohammad Speaks.
For
Shah
sure.
Leezy, brother, thank you for pulling up today.
Peace, bro.
Everybody, make sure you go check out shahleezy.com. Get your shirts, get your bundles, get your records, your vinyls, your tapes.
Or your merch.
Baba's Secret Tape dropping late November. Make sure you follow the brother at Shah Leezy on Instagram.
He's got mad videos.
SHAHLEEZY and Shah Leezy Official on YouTube.
For
Any
sure.
shout outs you want to give before we let you go, brother?
Yo, man, shout out to the Gahhdcast for having me, man. It's like
Peace,
love
bro.
and respect.
Absolutely, brother.
Been wanting to do this one for a while, man. Yo, shout out to the home team, man. My man Lebanese Ether who brought me out over here for the love. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to Phil Mogul. Shout out to the Bronx. My man Infamous Amadeus. Everybody involved, man. Hip hop in general, man. This is beautiful. You know what I mean? Let's keep it going.
Shouts to that.
And the Camel Cartel, of course.
100.
Shout out to brother F, Straight Fuego Studios, as always, with the top tier visuals and sound quality. Shout out to the brother Max Low, Get Better Soon.
Facts.
Get in Tune
Peace out.
Volume 1 out
Love.
now. Shout out to the brother VS. He has a favorite kid. We're going to get him to tell us which one it is on
shit.
camera. And shout out to everybody out there. This is the Gahhdcast, and we out.
Peace, dog.
Let's go.